Hi guys, welcome to the weekend wrap. We are back for the end of season weekend wrap where we're going to be doing our end of season awards. Now remember, for this month, the channel is sponsored by OneFootball. Now you can download the free OneFootball app for your Androids and your iPhones following the link in the description below. It's absolutely free. You can get transfer news, football news, rumours, fucking goals, stats, everything in that app. It's a decent app. I've just started using it, to be totally honest with you, but I do enjoy it. And I was using it on the match day and all that for my match stats, and we'll be using it throughout this video for stats on certain players and teams that we are talking about, because in this video we're going to be doing the goal of the season, the player of the season, manager of the season, match of the season, moment of the season, transfer of the season, flop of the season, and answering your questions as well. So keep it locked to Adam McKola TV. Make sure you're getting your comments in, and make sure you're downloading that OneFootball app as well. Enough of that though, we got Dean in the house. Dean, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Obviously, end of the season now, the Premiership season. Kind of glad as a United fan, obviously, to get it kind of out of the way and kind of move on to next season. But it's been good, man. From obviously a United perspective, obviously it was good. And then from a neutral, just obviously I watched match of the day last night. I don't know if anyone else did, but it was
the Tottenham game was great, innit?
Goals. Like there's some good goals as well. Like there's some good saves.
I was glad that Spurs got so many goals and Harry Kane didn't get enough goals too. Because if he scored all five, he would have got golden boot. Yeah. And like I'm glad he's there. Like, oh, we scored 5 and I only got like, what did he get, 2? Yeah. Like he'll be screwed about that, because I know, as we all know, he's willing to put his daughter's life on the line for goals. He is ready for goals. So I'm glad he missed out on that, even though it meant Mo Salah getting it, a Liverpool player. I think Mo Salah's kind of like someone that everyone likes at the moment. A little bit more neutral, isn't he?
Yeah, he's, for me, even as a United fan, he has been class this season. Salah, especially no one really expected it. So and just going back to your point about Kane, after the match I saw his interview, and it's funny because obviously you see a lot of these players nowadays seem to be like PR trained or media trained, and like when they asked him about the game, he started talking about himself first, and in terms of obviously how he didn't get the goals, and then he started talking about his team one. I just thought that was quite indicative of kind of how you see Kane in terms of he's very selfish. And
it's interesting though, because like a lot of players, they always come out and say, oh, it was 3-0 today, yeah, it's great, I scored, but that didn't really matter, it was about us winning. And you think, we know you love scoring goals. We remember like hearing stories about Ruud van Nistelrooy sitting in dressing rooms like sulking because he hadn't scored, even though United had won. Same with Cristiano Ronaldo. But I think with Harry Kane, he lost a lot of goodwill with that whole goal thing, because it definitely wasn't his goal. But nevertheless, we're not here to just talk about Harry Kane. Harry Kane is possibly one of the nominations for Player of the Season as well. We'll be going through our choices and then getting your thoughts on who you think deserves the award for that certain category. The first category that we're going to go with today has to be Player of the Season. It kind of makes sense. Now, I've written down here Mo Salah, Kevin De Bruyne, David De Gea, and Harry Kane as the top 3. Do you think there's anybody, forget those, do you think there's anybody that we should maybe be mentioning?
I think David Silva, I think, is a shout for me. I don't think he wins it, but I think
he should be in the top 5.
Yeah, if you extend it like that, I think I would include Silva, and I think he's been class this season, to be honest. As much as they've made out of De Bruyne, I think Silva's complimented him very well in there. So yeah,
David Silva's always been one of those players that I've looked at City and thought, oh man, I wish he played for Manchester United. Yeah. Like I know you see a lot of their players doing well at the moment, but David Silva is one of those players that I think any team would love to have him in their side. He makes teams tick absolutely fantastically well. David Silva needs to be in the team of the season, says Jacob O'Connell, who agrees with you as well. Now, Dean, who is your selection for Player of the Year outright?
In terms of who the top, mine would be similar to yours, to be honest. Like in terms, but Going back to Ozil. That's it. I'd mirror the same, to be honest.
Who's your winner?
Mo Salah.
You think Mo Salah gets it? You know what? I find it hard to disagree with you. Because, look, I know normally, like, this is why I said Kevin De Bruyne. I thought he was going to win it. Because normally the team that wins the league wins the player of the year, even if they've been a little bit less in terms of goals and stuff. But like I was saying, I was on this app earlier looking at Mo Salah's. Let me bring Salah up at the moment on the One Football app. Make sure you're downloading it. So he's played 36 out of 38 games this season. 32 goals, 10 assists, 60% shot accuracy, 77% pass accuracy. 10 assists is obviously great, double figures in assists. But 32 goals in 36 games is absolutely ridiculous. And he's absolutely smashed it. And I think without him, Liverpool don't make top four. And I think it's that much of a difference, because we saw that they could have missed out on the last day, even though they didn't. We saw they could have missed out on the last day. And I think you look at their Champions League run, you look at their Premier League run, whilst Firmino's been great, whilst Mane's been great, no one has been as good as him, as consistently for them. And I think his goals at times have masked Liverpool's inefficiencies in defence, at least before Van Dijk came, because I do think, to be fair to them, they have improved a little bit, and I think their goalkeepers look better with Van Dijk in front of them as well. So I agree with you in terms of Mo Salah being player of the year, and I don't think anybody can really touch him. Kevin De Bruyne closest.
Yeah, for me, I think you do have to look. Kevin De Bruyne is the.
Let's get Kevin De Bruyne's stats up.
Yeah, he's the closest, but I think the telling thing for me is
8 goals, 16 assists. So involved in 24 goals in 37 games. 83% pass accuracy. He has got, but like Salah's been involved in almost double the amount of goals.
That's insane.
Absolutely
in arguably a poorer team.
Yeah,
and like you
in a definite, not arguably, I think. Definitely.
I'm just being kind, but it's like even that, like if you just said at the start of the season you're gonna be the top goal scorer, like in terms, and then be involved in the most goals, and your team doesn't win the league. You know what I'm saying? And it's like in reality his team came fourth in it, so obviously it's not like you know what I'm saying, like kind of picking and choosing what statistics we use to kind of discredit Liverpool. But if you do take him out of there, you know what I'm saying?
Obviously you'd have another player in there and they'd score goals, but they're not scoring 32 goals. And I think when you remember Coutinho when he left, how they were talking about Liverpool, what are they going to do, this, that and the other, he's kind of masked over all of that chat as well.
I think at the same time, to be honest, I think it was good business, like because of how Salah looked at the start of the season. To be honest, I would have got rid of Coutinho probably straight away, to be honest, because to be honest I think they look more of a balanced team without him, sort of thing. And obviously they've got to the Champions League final and they're 90 minutes away from potentially winning another one. It could happen, and it's like, so I think that was good business. But
I hope it doesn't happen.
Yeah, no, for real, but it could happen. Anything is not. I've seen Stranger Things and it. So, but yeah, man,
it's a great series on Netflix, isn't it, dude?
I haven't watched it. I've seen it on the menu.
Nani got 17 assists in 2010-11 points at Angelo. I don't think you can use that. Nani was great that season. We should have kept Nani, by the way.
Yeah, but he didn't score enough goals.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, like to me, when they first it's like he looked technically better than Ronaldo. Like, and it's like obviously Ronaldo's just like got better and better and better, but it's like Nani had everything. But you know, everything's quick, had the skill, could bang at times, but just wasn't consistent enough. You know, and it's like, I don't know. I think there was a few players then when he left that we should have kept hold of, to be honest.
Yeah, so player of the year, we're saying Mo Salah. What are you guys saying in the comments? Get your comments coming in. Who is your player of the year? John mentions Neymar in a summer to Manchester United. We've heard those rumours touted about. I don't think Neymar's going to come. And even if he did, do you remember Jose's comments on people doing flicks and tricks and all that? Like, Neymar just isn't going to work at Manchester United while Jose Mourinho's around. So let's get signings that are more suitable to what we need and what we have at the moment. Neymar would improve any team, by the way.
Yeah, of course he would. But do you really think that? Or again,
we're not going to get him.
But like, even so, it's like everyone will get to Mourinho for not playing Martial and Rashford as much. Do people really want more forwards? Like, I hear Bale getting talked about, and it's like, obviously, from my perspective, I think we should kind of be going with what we've got.
Yeah.
And I think we just need to be improving that. And
I think Rashford could be used more in number 9. Martial on the left, obviously. I think we possibly need someone on the right at the moment.
But then someone's, you know what I'm saying? Like, someone's not playing.
But we haven't had anyone on the right. Unless improving fullbacks changes and helps that so much that, you know, what we have is enough. But then I think maybe Mata could be leaving. Like, if one of those leaves or someone goes,
but he like, you know what I'm saying? He does put up some numbers like he does.
I wouldn't let Mata go.
I think he'd be crazy.
But you just never know, innit? You never know. And I think I don't think we need to be sorting out our attack though. I do think you're right in that sense. Dele is better than Kevin. Jaden, do you mean De Bruyne because you're talking shizzle? If that's what? Dele Alli better than De Bruyne?
I don't know about that.
What are your thoughts on that one?
No, not a chance. Like, Dele Alli is like, is Dele Alli better than Lingard? You know what I'm saying? I don't know about De Bruyne. Like, come on. He's not like. Obviously, I'm not saying England's a barometer for anything, but like, Dele Alli at the moment looks like he's going to be behind Jesse going into the World Cup.
He should be anyway. Defo don't want Bale, says Bad Brad. Unless players leave, I don't want Gareth Bale either. His injury record's not great. I know he's turned it on right at the right time of the Champions League final coming up. Let's hope that keeps going. Anyway, on to the next one to keep it stepping. Spent some time talking about player of the season. Mo Salah's got that one in the bag. I think we're all happy to agree on that. Now, manager of the season, I've written down 4 names because these are the names that most people have discussed. I don't think one of them should be in there. I think if you're looking at the top 3, it's Guardiola, Dyche and Mourinho. Even for Mourinho's faults. But Jurgen Klopp in there as well.
Yeah, I think if he wasn't in there, I think Liverpool fans would be outraged. I'm sure of that, but
they're always outraged.
But I don't know. Like, I would throw him in there because obviously he has in the Champions League. Obviously he's done well, but there has been like obviously he was the first team to beat City. So and obviously City have ran away with it, and they were the first team to beat them in the league. So
who's your manager of the season?
Pep Guardiola. I'm giving all the awards to City and Liverpool. It's like, it's pain.
I want to say Sean Dyche, you know.
Not for me. His teammates scored enough goals. They're horrible to watch. And Pep, obviously, like Pep's got.
But with what he's done, he's got European football for Burnley. That is fucking ridiculous.
But they're gonna get knocked out straight away.
It doesn't matter about what's gonna happen going forward. We could have said that when Leicester win the league, but they're not gonna win it next year. Burnley,
but at least they had
with the resources they have, they lost Michael Keane, Tom Heaton out for most of the season. They sold him. But they still lost a big part of their... And they never replaced him, really. They got Tarkowski, who was already there.
He's done well.
He has done well. That's all down to Sean Dyche.
It's good business, that is.
Like, I think Sean Dyche could be in there. So it's David Moyes, Matt De Boer or someone. Timmins has got to be Pep. Dion Davis agrees with me, says Sean Dyche. Burnley in Europe has got to be Dyche, says Bad Brad. Dyche or Guardiola.
Guardiola, he's again. I don't like to sing these people praises, but they've won the league and they've done it the right way, really, like with attacking football. And obviously, sometimes when I've watched them, and they do play some nice football. And the fact that they've just hit 100 points, the most points that teams ever got in a 38-game season
in any top flight season in England.
Yeah, to me, I said
even when 2 points for a win.
Yeah, I think like numbers don't lie, and it's like. Obviously, the argument is if they're like the best like Premiership team ever, it's like the statistics suggest they are, and it's like so again if that's the case, or even if that's an argument, I don't think you have to give it to Pep.
Burnley won 14, drawn 12, lost 12, 0.9 goals per match, 1 conceded per match, 43% possession average, 70% pass accuracy, 39 goals conceded. They scored 36 goals in a 38-game season.
They got -3 goal difference. That's awful.
They finished 7th, 9 points behind Arsenal.
Awful. Who
5 points ahead Everton, who spent 200 million.
Yeah, they spent very badly though. Like,
But did they?
just splashing out like 50 million on Sigurdsson and that. Like, I know
Do
he's
you
good
think
at
Sean
that,
Dyche deserves a bigger job?
No, he's good. He's nice where he's at. Like, I don't. Oh,
Should he have been in for the Everton job if Sam Allardyce goes in the summer?
if they're complaining about Sam Allardyce, I would be losing my head if I got Sean Dyche and I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
to me, like you look at he's worse than Sam Allardyce. Like, at least Sam Allardyce's teams they do look after score. Like, it may not be the most pretty, but they do score goals. Like, his team's just. I wouldn't want to. Can anyone in the comments has watched the Burnley game this season where he was like a sick Burnley game? Anyone?
Mr. Beals says Rafa Benitez.
Yeah, I think that's a shout.
Has Rafa Benitez done a better job than Burnley? Dyche?
I think so.
No.
I think they've just come up. Their squad is. The mad thing is, it's like
I'd say their squad's about the same though.
Nah, their squad's awful. Burnley's been in the Prem for a couple of seasons, but Newcastle squad.
They finished 10th. Goals, higher goals average, but higher goals conceded. 112, drawn 8, lost 18. 72% pass accuracy, 42%. That's Newcastle's. They finished 10th though.
That's like for teams
Mid-table.
just come up with that. The signings he's got, like that Kennedy and that Kennedy half looks like a player on it.
Yeah, he strengthened well in January,
But
didn't
with
he?
little or no money, and it's like
Loan signings and
your man's got Dwight Gale up front, is it?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I do rate my man, but like I think I don't know. I think the Prem's a bit of a stretch for him. Obviously, he scored a couple of goals, but like your man succeeding with him as his lead striker, basically.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Like I said, fair play to Gale as well. You get me? But
Is Rafa Benitez in the top 3 then? Ahead of Jurgen Klopp and Jose Mourinho.
I don't know, because it's like people don't want to hear this, but Mourinho, like, well, I give it to Pep, but Mourinho is like Mourinho. I think is doing. Sometimes I think he's working wonders with what he's got, like, or with what their players show anyway. So, because like I said, we have improved from last season. We've improved.
But have we?
Entertainment wise, probably not in the latter. Like in the probably most of the
Has
second half of the
our team as individuals, but on an average, let's say, improved? So when you look at certain players like Lingard, he's improved. Lukaku's improved, best goal scoring season ever. De Gea's probably De Gea's probably improved. So, but when you take into consideration everybody, has the team improved?
Well, yeah, because they've got more points on it. So
No, but I mean, as players,
it's a team game, though, isn't it? So like it's the sum of the team, and it's like, you know what I'm saying. Like Liverpool, like you got one part of the team who's just so much better than anyone else. It's like you said, like it's kind of compensating for defensive frailties. But I just think as a team, I think we are better. We've gained more points in it.
Gerardo says Jose's not top 3. Look at Sevilla. We're not talking about Sevilla.
One time,
but it did happen more times.
But
we're not just talking about Sevilla. Yeah. We're not talking about Champions League. So, because if we were, Jurgen Klopp would probably be manager of the year. If we were bringing Champions League into it, but we're not. So, it's just about the Premier League. Man City are the best team, quite clearly. Is Pep Guardiola? I think he's been the best manager quite clearly this season. But with the resources he's had, I think Dyche, possibly Benitez running close. Someone said in here, Pep, and I think you mentioning best ever points tally, best ever goals scored or something ridiculous like that. Yeah. Like their record has been fantastic, and I think unfortunately, begrudgingly, you have to give it to Pep Guardiola. So that's a Liverpool player for player of the season, a manager of the season in Pep Guardiola, Man City. It's not going well for us.
I'm just hoping for some United nominees, you know what I mean?
Goal of the season's got 2 United nominees.
Okay.
Matic against Palace, Valencia against Everton. Now we watched the goals back just a minute ago.
Yeah.
We saw Boufals against West Brom. Amazing. Rooney's halfway line goal versus West Ham. Dean thinks he can do that, by the way. Mo Salah against Spurs.
Yeah.
You know when he did all that? That was a sick goal. Valencia against Everton, as I mentioned. Wanyama against Liverpool. We've seen that.
Banger.
Top corner, top bins. Jamie Vardy against West Brom. You don't think you could do that one, innit?
I think I could have 100. Like, if I got 100 tries, I reckon I could hit that at least once. But I'm optimistic. You get me? So, but nah, to me. I think. Oh, this is how I look at it. I don't know how anyone else looks at how they pick player like goal of the season, but I always think as someone who's played football, which would I find the hardest to recreate if given 100 tries, for example. And I just think out of all of those, I think that Vardy's would be the hardest to do, especially as he's right-footed and he's hit it on his left foot.
I disagree. I think Boufal's is harder to, if you're using that measure. Boufal's is harder to do. He picks up the ball in his own half, and I don't just mean inside the halfway line, like in his own half, back to goal, couple players around him, spins his out, his gun, dribble, places the ball. I think that's harder personally to do. Then a ball coming over the top, which happens 100 times a game. That happens 100 times a game. So like you said,
you remember Van Nistelrooy, not Van Nistelrooy, Van Persie's.
But how often does that happen? I still think Boufal's goals are harder execution because you've got so much to do. Whereas a striker gets that ball 10 times a game, okay, and half the time he'll try and take it down, he'll fuck up his touch, or he will take it down, his back's to goal. Sometimes they'll shoot, fuck them up. Vardy probably fucked one up in that game and you don't know it.
Yeah.
But like, that one went in, but I don't think that's harder.
It's hard, yo. The ball just coming over your shoulder anyway is hard, running at that pace. And Vardy's not even renowned for being like technical at all. Like, to me, he just blasts the ball. He scored yesterday, was half a banger, rifled it top, like, near post.
That was a goal.
And to me, that's what he just
blasted. Yeah, that Charles goal was sick as well.
Yeah, bang. There's a couple of bangs in that. Demarai Gray scored, and that was a class save by Lloris as well. But yeah, it's like, I just think that Vardy usually just uses power more than anything, and I think that was just... He's
got 20 goals this season.
That's how.
Do you think he should be starting for England in the World Cup?
I think you have to start Kane in it, because obviously Kane looks like the best player, like the best. He's the best striker in it, but sometimes I think because.
But can you fit? Because I think Rashford was a shoe-in for the team, and now obviously he's fallen out of form. Let's say Vardy is being in form. Now, I don't think you should always just, be knee-jerk and go with the form players if you've got a certain way you want to play. But is there a way you can get Kane and Vardy in that team with Sterling and one of Lingard and Ali and all these players?
Yeah, obviously, I was at the England-Italy game, and it's like, you got, when Kane went there, and it's like, you have all them fast players, like Sterling, Rashford, Lingard. If you have Vardy to that, to me, that's like... Again, it's how kind of Liverpool have played, the way they're just hitting teams on the counter. It's like, I don't think England's team's great, but I think if with the right tactics, they could cause teams problems. And it's like, if you're playing with them fast players, I just think Kane kind of ruins that flow. Like, I don't, because he's not like that. He's not. Like I say, I've not been a big fan of England's style of football for years, but when I do see players like Sterling, Rashford, Lingard, the way they're quick 1-2s and stuff, and obviously looking to move the ball. I think that's kind of what England should be going with, and I just think that...
I think play Vardy ahead of Kane?
I think it's a shout. I think, to be honest, I would give him...
Alex says 2 up front, Vardy and Kane.
I don't know, man. I don't know if they can afford to have 2 strikers.
And then who else are you putting out the team in it?
That's what I'm saying.
But I do think Kane starts ahead of Vardy. Sorry to...
I think he will, but...
No, I think even as a number 9... If you've got to pick a team, you're picking Harry Kane.
Yeah, but I think in the World Cup, think in any kind of knockout competition like that, I think for me, like, you have to. It's like to now, like, you get one game, like, and if it doesn't work, Kane. If it don't work in the first game, for example, I would start a next striker because the competition potentially isn't long. But obviously that's just me. But
Tessel says you need a focal point, and Harry Kane is that.
But the way our forward lines, like, as an England, from the England team's perspective, it's like, it's quick, you know what I'm saying? Like, Sterling's been class this season as well. Who's he playing up front? Who's not playing? Like, would Kane work in a City team? I don't think he would. And and that's kind of how we're going to end up setting up, where we're going to, like a Liverpool again. Like,
I think Kane would be perfect for us.
for us, but we don't play like, you know what I'm saying? We're not playing that football.
So back to the goal of the season nomination talk chat.
Yeah.
Is Vardy getting your goal of the season then?
For me, yeah. I mean, I love Matic's goal against Crystal Palace. Obviously, that was class. I do like that 1-yard one.
That's my personal goal of the season, Matic's, because of the celebrations.
Yeah.
Everything about it was amazing. But I've got a goal for Buffal, you know. Funnily enough, both of those goals are against West Bromwich Albion.
Nah, man. Does anyone else agree with this Buffal? Come on, man.
Buffal or Vardy? That's what we're going with right now. Buffal or Vardy for goal of the season. Whoever gets to 10 first wins, votes in the comment section. Buffal or Vardy, goal of the season, first to 10 wins. Go. Right, we're waiting for your results. We're waiting for your votes. Bars, and I didn't know it. Recap, player of the season's been given to Mo Salah. We got one each at the moment, Vardy and Buffal.
Yes, what? Who's that?
2-1.
Is that Brad? Yes.
Brad let me down there. 3-1. 3-2. Oh, back in it. We're back in it, guys. 3-2. 4-2 to Vardy. Bastards. 5-2 to Vardy. 5-3. 6-3.
Massive Buffal.
6-4. 7-4. 8-4. 8-5. 9-5. 10-5. 10-6. 10-7. 10-7. Dean won. Vardy's been given goal of the season, ladies and gentlemen, on the weekend wrap. The most prestigious award he's ever got in his career. We'll get the award out into the post. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here today. We didn't want him to be here anyway. I'm sure he doesn't want to be sat here with a black guy and a brown guy. It's not his ideal night in. That is for sure. Vardy against West Brom then. So that's player of the season to Mo Salah of Liverpool. Manager of the season to Pep Guardiola. Goal of the season to Vardy against West Brom. You lot snaked me and voted for Vardy. Thank you very much for that, guys. So yeah, how close are we? We're 6 away. 4994 at the moment, 6 away from 50k. It'd be great if we could do it during this show. We've got about 15 minutes left to go. We've decided player of the season, manager of the season, and goal of the season. Now it's match of the season. My 3 nominations, I don't know what you thought of, if you did your research on this. Man City 2, Manchester United 3, Liverpool 4, Man City 3, Chelsea 2, Burnley 3. That's the 3 games I've gone with. Is there any games that I've missed out, ladies and gentlemen at home? And Dean next to me.
I thought that the Leicester Spurs game yesterday has got to be a contender.
Oh yeah.
That to be a contender for me.
But I think when you have moments like this, they don't mean, like, do you know what I mean? End of the season doesn't matter.
Nah, but it's still like you know what I'm saying. And 90 minutes against 90 minutes, that's one of the like I say, like I went to watch match of the day yesterday because I heard that it was 5-4. Like Burnley Chelsea didn't do that for me. Like,
what about Newcastle Chelsea? Did that do that for you?
I was intrigued to see, but like it doesn't surprise me. Like, but
Arsenal versus Liverpool, says Jen Mabrato. Spurs against Leicester. So yes, he agrees with you. Huddersfield 4, Spurs 5. I can't remember that one. City versus United. City versus United is a popular one. Arsenal 3, Liverpool 3, Watford 4, Chelsea 1. Arsenal versus United was enthralling. So that was a very good game, actually. Remember that? We had the Martial assist for the goal. We had the Millie Rock. We had Valencia's goal wasn't bad. We had Pogba mugging off Koscielny. The goal, sending off. De Gea's saves of the season. Like that
even
game
just the way
sick.
we was playing and just thinking about it, like the way we started, like boom, quick at them. You know,
tactically, that was one of those games that Mourinho got spot on because it was the way we pressed. But then you could argue De Gea's genius kept us because.
Yeah, but that's
they should have. It is, and you have a goalkeeper for that reason.
Like you've got Sanchez. You really should score in it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like great save, but you should score in it. But if you don't, you must get punished in it.
Yeah. So what was your match of the season?
United City in it.
I think we're not putting that to a vote because I agree with that one as well. And I think at 2-0 down, I thought, fucking hell, City are champions. We already knew they were going to be champions, but the way they were doing it against United, I was gutted about that. I was gutted about everything about it. And then to see us come back like that, to see Pogba perform like that with all the chat that was going around him, it was one of those performances that will live long in the memory. Of course, this season won't. But when we look back at classic derbies, that will be up there, and we ruined their party that day. Yeah. And it's a small victory, but it was a victory that I really wanted. And I really enjoyed that. Bad Brad reminds us of the kickoff. Me and Dave were on that. That was good.
Yeah, I seen that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, even them emotions, like just that, because we were so poor. And then the repercussions of losing that game, like, and it's like we knew it from very early on was going to lose and that they was going to be confirmed champions. So I just think that the way the emotions went during the game as well, like, and the fact that for me personally, I think if Jose would have lost again to Pep, I think that would have had like, as much as people don't like Jose, I think if you can't be seen as to trouble them, you know what I'm saying, and they're obviously the ones to catch. Like, I think that's massive. But he got the win, and it's like, obviously they beat us at our place. But again, that was a bit tight because they scored 2 horrible goals, like 2 mistakes from
mistakes from Lukaku.
That's what I'm saying.
I remember
like,
correctly.
But it's like we beat them kind of fair and square. We had a bit probably a luck with Sterling should score more maybe, but obviously we battered them.
Finally, United get a mention on today's Rappies, whatever you want to call them. United gets a mention. City 2, United 3. Match of the season. It has to be the match of the season. And then we lost to West Brom to give City the league, reminds Joel Findlay. That was true, wasn't it?
Yeah, shocking.
That was awful.
Even that's obviously not. I don't want to start segueing to just talk about United, but that's what's wrong with our season in terms of, although we beat City, but then if we lose to West Brom, to me, you may as well not have beat City because we should be.
But I'd rather have
of course.
done that, to be honest.
Yeah,
but talking about West Brom at that point, they had Darren Moore. If we were to give an underdog of the season, he'd probably get that, innit?
Yeah. Like, he's done. Well, the way they was talking about West Brom was obviously they was already down. Even I said it, like, we weren't even considering them to potentially stay up, and the amount of points he's got in the run of games they had as well. They've had the tough running, and he got, I think, 11 points, and it's like, I think he got double of what Pardew got in like 18 games in 5 or something. And it's like, had he have been in charge earlier,
even took the job when Pardew took it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, well,
fair play to him. But yeah, match of the season goes to Manchester City. Now we've got 2 more to do: signing of the season and flop of the season. I know signing of the season is pretty easy. You can go ahead and say that, Dean. But if you guys have any questions for us, make sure you keep your questions coming through. And I'll let Dean give you the signing of the season. We've already heard his stats using the OneFootball app. So make sure you download that app if you want to see his stats for yourself in the Premier League campaign. He's been absolutely on fire this season. He was a bargain as well. His name is obviously Mo Salah. 32 goals, 10 assists this season in 36 games. 42 goal contribution with goals and assists. 30 odd million they paid for him.
I think it's 38 million maybe. Like, it's a bargain in this day's market. What people are paying, like what PSG paid for Neymar. You know what I mean? And it's like, obviously
Coutinho.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like, then obviously it's not the same. Obviously Barca won the league, for example, but like you kind of expect them kind of signings to propel you towards those kind of, and it's like Salah's been the one who's kind of propelled Liverpool into a situation where they could become European champions again.
Oh, so don't say that, Dean.
It's the truth, though. It's peak,
fuck's sake, man. What's wrong with this guy always bringing the mood down?
It's true. It's true. It's peak, but like he is. Like,
it's
you
true.
know what I'm saying? Like
makes me feel sick.
He could be the different time that day, as pains me to say it, but that's just the reality. He's one of the best. Like, he is one of the best.
Do you remember when we started college? They were European champions.
Yeah.
Right, just around that because we started in 2005, innit?
Yeah,
like they were European champions then. Like just as we started, Chelsea had just Roman Abramovich won the league and all that. The Glazers had come in. It felt awful to be a Man United fan at that time. And funny enough, I was thinking about college the other day because Michael Carrick retired from football. And I was thinking about like Casey. If you listen to poetry or rap back in the day, you will know who Casey is. And I was listening to him. I remember like the conversation we had with him, Tom Holt, all them kind of guys about fucking Carrick. And we were saying Carrick should play for England. Like, play Carrick for England. Play Carrick for England. And now everyone's saying it. I bet if we found my man on Facebook, he's saying it. Oh, Carrick, we miss you and that.
Trust me. Man's just slewing him when he first came. But now he's even, obviously, Carrick has, obviously he's retired, but he's even sometimes what he was showing against Watford, he's kind of what we miss. Someone like for me, I think Pogba should kind of be doing it. Yeah, but it's stuff like just finding, man. Like, just like it looks simple and just play, and it's like we just miss someone, just a proper ball player in midfield. Like,
I think a young Carrick, although I'm unsure whether Jose Mourinho would like a young Carrick in his midfield. Like, it's one of those things. Like, would he have a young Carrick alongside Matic and Pogba? That would work amazing. And it looks like Fulham are going to the playoff final as it stands. But yeah, like Michael Carrick alongside Pogba and Matic at the moment, I think Pogba would have so much freedom. Like, we talk about the perfect player alongside him. That would be it, man. Like, Carrick, that pass as well might have killed the ball dead.
There's a touch,
but like that pass was just insane. I thought Daley Blind played well as well that day.
I've said previously that I think that as poor as our centre backs have been, I don't know why Blind ain't had a chance. Like, because he's a ball playing centre back. I don't think he hasn't got the height, and he's not as aggressive and he's not as quick. But for
better than Smalling,
getting the ball out from the back. His distributions kind of like his pass completion was always higher. I don't know if you got the stats there.
Let's get the one football app out.
But it's like, his pass completion is usually just on point. Like, like he's tidy. Obviously, they talked about before about like Barcelona being, and I think
85% pass accuracy in a 7 games. He's only played 7 games this season. That's awful. That is,
But he doesn't get. He ain't got a like. I ain't had a sniff. Them ones.
And look, he wins 2/3 of his tackles. He wins 19 duels won in 7 games. That's a pretty good record. 57% aerial duels won. You'd probably want that a little bit higher. But apart from that, like, the guy is very, very talented, and it's a surprise and a shame that he hasn't been utilised better. Because we talk about Michael Carrick leaving, and someone that can pick a pass, play at that tempo. I don't think he can control the tempo of a game as much. And he might not be as aggressive as maybe Jose Mourinho would like. But I think he's a baller, and it's a shame he doesn't get utilised. But talking about signing of the season, it has to be Mo Salah. So not only has he got player of the season for us this year, he's also got signing of the season. Now, some of you guys have already started suggesting your flops of the season before we've even got around to talking about ours, which is great. Now, who is your flop of the season, Dean?
For me, I think at the start of the season, when Chelsea signed Bakayoko, I'd heard a lot about him. I'd seen him a couple of times, but to be honest, he never really impressed me. Like, when I did see him, or to me, he didn't look as good as other people spoke about him. So I was surprised when obviously they let us have Matic, because they said, we were getting, as long as like they stalled it until I think they got Bakayoko, and then when I seen Bakayoko play for them, I'm just baffled as to how you sign him for so much, you let Matic go, and for me, he's just like he's just a basic player, like a very expensive basic player, and I don't see what all the hype is about, to be honest. And I just think for the money they paid for him, for me, the way they built him up, and like I say,
Ricky Lucas agrees with you, but a lot of people at the moment are saying Morata. We got Joe, Joydeep, Jacob, Spencer, all saying Morata, Lee as well. Bad Brad, he was £75 million.
I disagree though. I think that with Morata, for me, I don't think. He suggested he hasn't been fit all the time, and I think if you actually watch Morata, I think there's been a lot of chances where it's been like the thickness of the post, like against us when he I think cracked the bar, you know them ones, and it's like we're talking a couple inches and he scores. It's not, you know what I'm saying.
But he has missed sitters as well.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the thickness of a post and stuff, and it's like, you know what I'm saying. I think like 6 inches down he scores, and it's like, if it's obviously the margins are small, but I don't think he's been that bad. Like I think if he had a bit more luck, he'd have scored more goals.
Someone mentioned Renato Sanchez. Rumours of him going to Wolves, and I think he could be released to probably enjoy himself there with the surroundings, like a lot of Portuguese speaking coaches, players. Maybe but I don't think he was. Did he ever really do that much to warrant the hype that was surrounding him?
Nah, I think he did. I think
a few great goals and stuff like that.
Yeah, that Euros though, he was like, for me, I think going back to the season when we signed Pogba, I saw Renato Sanchez and I was thinking, imagine if we got Renato Sanchez and had Pogba in the middle of our midfield. I was just thinking in my head that midfield would absolutely boss it. But in reality, that midfield would be awful. Yeah, it'd be, if we actually had those two in midfield now, awful. But you never know, because at the same time, playing with better players, maybe Sanchez could have blended in. But
everyone's saying Morata, and I agree with them.
I think he's just the most high profile one to give it to.
But that's goals. The reason why, though, innit? Like, you've come there to score goals. You've played an awful lot of football.
How many goals has he scored?
Hey, let's get the stats.
So I'm saying, he has scored goals, and it like.
I don't think he has though, Dean.
Nah, he hasn't, man.
Morata is the flop of the season.
Nah, man.
He is, bro. Nah, man. He's got 11 goals and 6 assists in 31 games.
Is this Premiership goals?
Yeah. 31 games.
Okay, so how many has Lukaku got in the Premiership?
16, 17. In much less games.
But in a better team?
We create less chances.
It's debatable.
16 in 34.
He's only scored 5 more than him, you know what I mean? Like, we're not talking like he scored 10. Like, you compare Salah to him and it's like, it's a joke, you know what I'm saying? But, again, I'm not trying to rain on Lukaku's parade, but I'm saying, like, if you're saying, if Lukaku's been that good, like, he's not done that much better than Morata, really. I think
Joel points out Aubameyang has 1 less goal than Morata, and he came in January.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, it's a good shot here, because I think I was seeing them stats of Aubameyang, and I'm thinking, obviously, based on a full season, he gets a good return, you know, them ones, and like, where would Arsenal maybe be if they'd had him at the start of the season? But obviously they're too tight pocket, man. Until
it's going to be interesting what happens with them at the moment. Big part of the season was Arsene Wenger's last game, particularly this weekend, and now Allegri's ruled himself out of taking the job because he wants to stay at Juve. He said, unless they sack me, I'm not going. Is it Tuchel's just been unveiled by PSG? Been talk about Yardim, but probably not. Arteta's now the man that's been pushed into the frame because of the lack of a budget at Arsenal, and this all to me sounds very, very Moyes-esque potentially for them.
I think that, I don't know, I just think, well, just touching on obviously Wenger going, it makes me sick here to see all these Arsenal fans just giving him all this love and all this fake love and that when they was all hounding him to get out. You get me? Like, that's just one thing I can't stand to see. But I think.
But isn't it expected with Arsenal fans though?
But he's so fickle. Like, you can't be slewing man and then be loving him up when he's leaving. And to be honest, I think he said some things like, like obviously he didn't maybe agree with the decision to let him to be let go. And obviously he's like kind of obviously be careful what you wish for sort of thing. And to be honest, I think that's what will happen because you're talking about Allegri. Like, come on, why would you leave Juventus? You like, you know what I'm saying, semi-final of the Champions League, like to go to Arsenal.
In the Europa League, 7.
Yeah, it's a to me it's a
and with no transfer budget apparently.
Yeah, I think to me like you just have to. People may get at me, but it's like you just have to look at the fan base in terms of like they're not happy with the style. The style of football is obviously it's attacking football, but they're not getting the results. But it's like so you need to go there. You have to play good football and you have to get points. Like that's going to be hard to achieve, especially with like your team needing to change players, and it's like. That's why again, it's like coming back to United. We want like the style of play to go with the points, but it's hard. I think it's a hard thing to juggle. Obviously, City have got it right this season. Like as much as obviously Liverpool in the Champions League final, like in the league, it ain't really worked for them. But like, you know what I mean. But yeah, I think I think it's a poison chalice. And to be honest, I think it's kind of like the England job. I just don't think. I don't see how you can really do well in that position because you are the 6th worst team in the league. Like. You know what I'm saying? Like,
sorry, I've just seen some madness over there. Players been booked for diving, Carson screaming in his face. What are you doing in that situation?
As the striker or what?
Either. Would you react like Carson?
No, I would.
That's a horrible dive.
I would do the Bill Cosby and that duck out the way you get me that. Just,
you retweeted the video of someone doing the dance of that the other day. That was funny.
That is
someone mentioned when is the next straight up coming? The next straight up podcast is going to be this week. Just to say we're 5 away from 50k. So if you're watching this and you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button right about now. This has been. Did we agree on a flop? I'm going Morata, and everyone's agreeing with me. If it goes to a vote, so I'm getting this one. Alvaro Morata for flop of the season. So, just to wrap up the weekend wrap, our awards are done. Player of the season, Mo Salah. Manager of the season, Pep Guardiola. Goal of the season, Vardy against West Brom, although should have been Buffal against West Brom. Match of the season, the Manchester derby at the Etihad, which saw United win 3-2. Signing of the season, Mo Salah. And flop of the season, Alvaro Morata. It's been a Liverpool and City taking most of the awards, which is depressing. Hopefully this time next year we're saying Jose's the manager of the season and Martial's player of the season and all that kind of stuff.
Sanchez or
Martial. Someone United.
Obviously we have obviously we ain't won no award, but it's like I think
De Gea got the Golden Glove, and I think he's without doubt the best player in goal.
Keep hold of him.
We will.
I think if you,
I think again, I'm more confident about him staying.
Yeah, but it's like for me, it's like I heard something today where they were saying you gotta be, as a Tottenham fan, for example, you gotta be worried if Madrid lose the Champions League final, they're gonna look for a new manager, and it's like I think again, it's like if Real Madrid lose Champions League final, could we look for a new goalkeeper? Because I think I don't know if you saw Navas in the semis and that. Your man's a bit dodgy and that, and it's like that's my only thing is I hope we keep him.
Someone mentioned they want to see us do a team of the year. All right, let's do this. We'll just do one shared right now. So we've got De Gea in goal, obviously. We know De Gea is going to be in goal, right? So David De Gea is in goal in our 11. Who is the right back? Kyle Walker. Yeah. I think that's fair to say. Left back Alonso. Marcus Alonso. Who's the left back, guys? Get your thoughts in on the left back in our team of the year. So far, we've got our right back, Kyle Walker. Our goalkeeper is David De Gea. Who is your left back? I'm going to Marcus Alonso. Quite confident.
Is it Alex Arnold who plays left back? No, who's the left back? Robertson for Liverpool.
Yeah, no.
Nah, he looks tired. I seen him. He looked a bit tidy,
Has he been better than
Alonso? I think so. Chelsea have been. As much, obviously, Liverpool ain't finished that high, but
Matt Hodgson says Robertson.
He's
general.
Said no Robertson.
But then he said Robert. Everyone's saying Robertson.
That's what I'm saying.
Robertson. Fuck you lot, man. About Robertson. Ashley Young. Nah, never Ashley Young. All right, so Walker and Robertson are our fullbacks. Who's in defence? Batongan.
Yeah, it's a good shot. I think Everton was a good shot. I think
Smalling. Who's in? Centre half.
Otamendi or something.
Otamendi's a shout. He got in the PFA team of the year, didn't he? So let's say if we were to go with Vertonghen and Otamendi, what would people say in response to that? We'll give you a couple of minutes to get your thoughts in on that. Can you change our mind on this for the back five so far? So we've got David De Gea, Robertson, Walker, Otamendi, and of course Vertonghen. Alderweireld's not played much this year, so how can you have Alderweireld in there? Oh yeah, we've just hit 50k, so thank you very much as well for that. We've hit 50k. Thank you very much, guys, for subscribing. We're probably going to lose one right now as I'm saying this, but we hit it regardless of what happens, even if I lose 10 now. So yes, thank you very much for subscribing. You've been absolute legends. I wanted to do it by the end of the season, which is next week, so we've done it a week early. End of the year target's 100k, so if you're watching this and you still haven't subscribed, the fuck you waiting for? Vertonghen and Rudiger says Arpit. Phil Jones says, no. Tarkowski says Jacobs. That's a shout.
Yeah. That's a good shout, to be honest. But I wouldn't pick him. But
so who's getting in there? We're not changing.
I would go with that, to be honest.
Yeah? Right then. What's going on in the midfield? How are we doing this? 3 midfield and 3 up front.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So the 3 in midfield is?
Silva, De Bruyne.
And who? Silva, I think you can't argue De Bruyne. I think Silva's been amazing, but I don't know if I'm just being blind to someone here and just ignoring him.
I think you'd have to say Fernandinho as well. Yeah.
Eriksen has been amazing this season.
But I think you needed like a defensive, like just for a balance of a team, like who's been the best defense? If in a free midfield,
Fernandinho, De Bruyne and Silva has pretty much been City's midfield 3. Fellaini says Gerardo.
come on, man.
Kevin De Bruyne has to be. Henderson? No. And I'm feeling sick at the thought of him lifting the fucking trophy. Eriksen. See, I've got to get Eriksen in there somehow. Even if it's taking out Silva, you know.
He's not been better than Silva.
I think he has been. And we're going to go to the One Football app to decide this right now. Let's find Eriksen's stats and David Silva's stats. I hate to decide it on stats, but I think they're both very good players. And I think it's fair to do it for something like this. So David Silva has got 9 goals and 11 assists in 29 games. Yeah, 9 goals, 11 assists. Remember that one. Eriksen has got... Let me spell his name right first. Might be a good start. Eriksen has got 10 goals, 10 assists. So Eriksen beats him by a goal.
They're both of them involved in 10, 20 goals, isn't it?
No.
Who's 9 and 11?
The goals count more.
Yeah, but the alright.
Eriksen or Silva?
He's still been involved.
Someone says Eriksen, De Bruyne, Matic. Eriksen, De Bruyne, Fernandinho.
Okay, could De Bruyne and Eriksen play in the same team?
I think that make it work.
Nah, man. Because Silva's more...
But it's team of the year and it's never going to be played together.
I don't know. I'm sticking with...
Well, you've lost on that anyway.
Whatever,
alright, so Salah's definitely in the team. In the front 3. Kane's definitely in there. And Sterling. Or is that fucked on Sane?
Sterling's been better than him this season, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So our team of the year... David De Gea, Walker, Vertonghen, Otamendi, Robertson, Fernandinho, De Bruyne, Eriksen, Salah, Kane, Sterling. That sounds right, doesn't it?
Does that differ from the PFA? What's the PFA team?
The PFA team of the year, I think they had Company in it or something like that.
Okay.
Something stupid like that. The PFA team of the year had... PFA team of the year. Alonso. I fucking told you he's not, you know. Alonso, blood.
Nah,
same midfield. Silva, Eriksen, De Bruyne. Wait, no.
Oh, okay.
They dropped Fernandinho for Silva.
Oh, okay.
Salah, Kane, Aguero. That was a sympathy vote, that was, isn't it? Aguero. Because he should have been in it so many other times. And then there was that thing, he's not been in it. But he's not in ours. I think our team's more fair and better than their team.
Yeah.
Innit?
I don't know about Eriksen, man.
He's in both of them. You can't have Robertson and not Eriksen. Because it should be Alonso.
I don't know, man.
So our team is...
left backs in this country for a lot.
Yeah, Luke Shaw's better than all of them.
Like, obviously, he does have a whip on him, to be honest, but...
And he's got goals.
Yeah.
Don't talk about a whip. We all know what he does when he's driving his whip. De Gea, Walker, Vertonghen, Otamendi, Robertson, Fernandinho, De Bruyne, Eriksen, Salah, Kane and Sterling is our team of the year here on the Weekend Wrap. Player of the season goes to Mo Salah. Manager of the season to Pep Guardiola, for fuck's sake. Goal of the season to Vardy against West Brom. Match of the season, Manchester City 2, Manchester United 3. Signing of the season, Mo Salah. Flop of the season, Alvaro Morata. And that has been it for today's Weekend Wrap. Guys, thank you very much for watching today. We also hit 50k, so it has been an absolutely fantastic day. Make sure you're downloading the OneFootball app. Thank you to OneFootball for sponsoring the channel for this month. Dean, have you got anything to say?
Yeah, man, obviously it's like I said, onwards and upwards after this season, but obviously FA Cup final to look forward to from a United fan perspective.
We'll have a weekend wrap after that as well, obviously, but with the Premier League season over, the weekend wrap will be turning to like the World Cup wrap or something like that. We can do in it. Yeah.
What the man?
Can we get some enthusiasm?
What the man eat in Russia and that? Like, what's
fuck no.
They don't be eating.
Maybe we
could
get some like Russian food and like try it on a weekend wrap. But we got loads going on over the summer, so keep it locked. Straight Up's podcast is going to be up this week. The link's in the description below for that. So while you're downloading the OneFootball app, subscribing to Adam McKola TV, make sure you subscribe to Straight Up as well. And for now, guys, we've been Adam and Dean, and we're out of here, bitches.